My name is Paul Barron. This is Tech Path. We're going to jump into the Shanghai Auto Show and a lot of the releases that are hitting. You've probably seen some of the videos flowing through your feed of EV nirvana that has hit Shanghai. We have seen a ton of very interesting cars dropping. Make sure and check out all the videos on our channel. So subscribe right now. Do it right now. Click subscribe. Hit it right now. We're not going to go anywhere till you hit the button. Okay, got it. Perfect. Now you're subscribed to this channel and it's going to start dropping you notifications. Hit the little bell in your feed there and you're going to be able to get new stuff from us all the time. And we are doing some really good, I think, good updates here in the sense of content that not only covers EV, AI, and all the rest, but so much more around what's happening in Shanghai. Let's jump to BMW and their iX. This is the first model in the brand's lineup to feature the new operating system 8 and the latest generation of the BMW iDrive. iDrive, as you all know, has been around in BMW for some time, so it's interesting to see that they're really featuring this. Maybe BMW has done some things that has kind of moved it forward. The iDrive 8 does provide the basis for seamless integration for additional digital services, so I do believe this is one of those things where we could see maybe over-the-air updates, we'll see, or potentially new digital features that could start to add in different kind of things, maybe through hardware updates at the dealership level, which we drive a BMW X7, and which is the big SUV for you guys know. And yes, it's a nice vehicle. It's next to our Model Y, which we love. And the thing about the BMW that I'm always intrigued with is the difficulty in which it has to be able to take a software update. And this is a 2020. I think we're on it's a 2019 BMW X7 that we have. And I've been a little bit disappointed with having to take a 2019 vehicle back in on lease that still has to get these software updates to be able to handle just basic elements. That's something that BMW has got to fix. Maybe iDrive 8 is going to do that. We'll see. New technical platform, which is both scalable and modular, and will likely make its way into several future models in the BMW i and the core BMW brand. So moving from the i brand over, which remember is the electric brand or electric products, over into the core BMW brand. So something's happening here with iDrive and what they're doing with this 8th gen that I think is kind of fun. And I'm a BMW lover. I have been all my life. I would love it if BMW could come out with a true Tesla killer that could replace my Model Y, because there are things about the BMW brand that I do like. The styling, the quality and the interior of those vehicles are absolute pure German masterpieces. I just think they are, they're a great brand, but they are lacking in the EV space. They have not dropped early, and this I think is hurting them, but maybe they're trying to play catch up right now. We'll see. The iX is still under extensive on-road development, so it's scheduled to go into production at the Dingo Fling plant in the second half of 2021. That's a little long to wait till the end of next year, which would make it a 20 or into 22, would make it a 22 car. So that's okay, but I would like to see it drop, early. I just wonder if we're going to see any kind of early releases in 2021 so we can get a 22 car. We'll see. Offered in 2 specs. This is going to be the xDrive40 and the xDrive50. Here's where I think this car sets in terms of competition. This is going to replace, I feel like, almost the equivalent to the BMW X4, which is the hatchback version of kind of the X5, but a little bit smaller. They do have the I would say it's definitely not the X6, which is the hatchback version. It's a weird thing that BMW does with the hatchback version, which goes against the GLE in the Mercedes hatchback, which they call the coupe. I don't get that either. But the point is that you have this really fastback looking vehicle that's going to go head to head with its own X4. I think that's probably a good model. They need to put the X4 to rest. Use an EV in its place. I think that kills 2 birds with 1 stone, and you're in the right spot. Let's talk about the 2 units and what they're going to do in terms of horsepower. 500 horse on this one, and will be powered by a battery pack that's larger than 100 kilowatts. So that's a big battery pack, which makes it a very heavy vehicle. However, that being as heavy as it is, this is said to have a range of 373 miles. This is on the WLTP cycle, so remember, WLTP is very fluffy, a lot of bloat in that. Once we get down to EPA, that's probably under 300 miles of range. So for the US, BMW is, well, there you go. For the US, BMW is claiming around 300 miles of range. Again, I wonder if that's the WLTP cycle or the EPA. Not really stated here, so we'll kind of see how that comes to play. The BMW iX xDrive50 is also said to have a 0 to 60 time under 5 seconds. Very respectable. This is Model Y performance level. And though it was a little unspecific, BMW, and kind of cagey, so it could come in faster, could come in maybe a slightly lower. But under 5 seconds is a fast vehicle. That's going to beat the Model Y in a performance Model Y, I should say, which is going to drop under, depending on where it drops under, because I think the performance model is 4.9. Unless you have the long-range model and you use the performance boost, you get into that range as well. So listen, you're talking tenths of seconds here. The car's respectable. You're gaining BMW design and engineering. All I want to know is, can it hold up to the charging pace? The iX models will have the 200 kilowatt charging speed, which is DC fast compatible, also supercharger-esque, so you're going to be able to go out to Electrify America, all those kind of chargers, and just crank it and be able to get you going. Here's the little bit of a soft note on this car, and that is the 10 to 80% battery charging in 40 minutes. So that is a little bit of a killjoy. 40 minutes to go to 80%, super fast, versus Tesla's 10 to 80, I would say that's a 20-minute, pending your conditioning of the battery and where you are. If it's heated up, you might get it in 18 minutes. I've done an 18-minute 10 to 80. So anyway, but that's also using Model Y, which is using the new battery tech that Tesla has for superchargers. Yeah. So, all right, so quick 10-minute fast charge. Let's talk about this. This is going to give you another 75 miles of range on the xDrive50, or on the xDrive40, you're going to get 56 miles of range. When we have all this technology moving and we're getting into this charging, almost these closed networks that are going to start to, I think, thwart the potential growth of this industry and the potential growth of EVs taking over ICE vehicles. Really, if everybody remembers, that's what this is really kind of all about, is taking over the ICE vehicle invasion and really making a mark on the planet. We'll see how all this comes out. I don't know, but let's talk price for the 2022 BMW iX, which will be released, again, they're saying late this year. Hopefully that's going to happen, but they are hinting an MSRP of 85 grand. Well, here you go. Price becomes a matter of fact again. Tesla's going to kick that BMW's butt at about 60 grand for the performance, 65 grand for the performance in the Model Y. I don't see a Tesla owner or anybody else paying the extra $20,000 to go into the BMW iX xDrive50. I just don't understand this, BMW. Why are we not going at these potential opportunities here and going after? Because listen, we're going to see mass adoption at some point. And I think Audi could be on the pace here to be the winner of all the German makers out there in terms of price point. They've already been that way when you look at the Q4 and the Q5 in the regular ICE cars. They've been more of a value over the C-Class, the E-Class in the SUV. And then when you get into the X, the X series in the BMW, both X3 and X5, all those cars, I feel like the Audi wins out, and it looks like Audi might be trying to win out again with the e-tron. So BMW is going to have some pretty tough competition. We'll see, but it's going to be a rival to the likes of the Mercedes-Benz EQC and the Audi e-tron. Good luck, BMW. I don't think $85,000 is going to do it, and I think you got to get that battery tech right. Listen, your design and your engineering is on point, but it's going to take an all-inclusive vehicle, I think, to win the race in the German EV space, especially in the luxury vehicle area. Let's talk about this one in Europe. Europeans will also get this one, the xDrive40 model, when it goes on sale before the end of 2021. The price will kick from 77K in euro, which is basically 92 grand US in Germany. Again, the Europeans are probably going to go for this car because of the fact that it is a BMW. BMW and Mercedes do a great job, just like in the UK, Land Rover has done a great job in being able to retain its brand appeal. But with all these Chinese cars, as you know, XPeng and the likes moving into Europe at a very fast pace, and then also Giga Berlin with Tesla jumping in, man, I'm telling you, this space is getting crowded already, and half the cars haven't even been dropped. Wait until this stuff actually starts dropping, which, a side note, by the way, tried to order a Mustang Mach-E the other day, and they told me that they weren't shipping the things and that the wait time was 6 months for this vehicle. How in the hell is Ford ever going to make their way into selling EVs if they have a 6-month wait on a Mach-E, which is their #1 selling? I know Tesla haters, you're healing right now, you're kicking it right down here in the comments. I know the Model S is going out to 3 months, but that's a refresh. That's a Model S refresh along with the Model X refresh. Why would the Mach-E not be able to get you a car faster than 5 to 6 months? This is just insane. They aren't even selling them. You can't even go see it at a dealer right now. These are the kind of things that will kill EVs. And if BMW and the likes of the Mercedes people and Audi do not get this product out into America, they are going to see a EV winter. And what I mean by that is Tesla is going to soak up all that adoption, because guess what? What's happening right now is all these companies are dropping PR into the market, making every consumer want an EV, and then they go to the dealer and they cannot get it. Guess where they're going to go? Right down the road to Pompano and say, Elon, I need a Model 3. And see you later. They're driving out in a Tesla and they just soaked up another big market share. So, if you guys are listening in over on the podcast, make sure and subscribe, give us a rating over there. And of course, if you're wanting to catch all these beautiful images and really kind of see the visual of what TechPath is, jump on over to our YouTube channel right now. You can just search Paul Barron Network. You'll find all of our TechPath videos and all of our Shanghai Auto Show videos, because we're dropping a ton of these right now. And I think you're going to love them because there's some very interesting cars coming out. Definitely a big hunt. I want to see more tech, though. I think that's the problem. I know I get what an auto show is. It's all about the sex and the glamour. But I'd love to see more tech and more specs coming out of these manufacturers to really give us the comparison that we need to go against, to really compare how we're going to look at our next vehicle. Because like right now, we're shopping for our next vehicle that goes off lease in 6 months, 8 months. Guess what? There's really only a handful of cars that are going to be available in the EV. It's probably going to be a Model X to replace that big BMW gas guzzler that I'm driving right now. You get what I'm saying. I'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.